Good morning, fourth grade. Another day of learning, another day to serve God with the talents that He's given us, and one more week to really work hard and learn as much as you can so that you can be as ready for fifth grade as you can. So today we're doing lesson 96 in math, and it's always one I enjoy a lot because that's on how to find an average. And so this comes in handy when you guys are, eventually when you will figure your scores. And so let's do a couple examples. We're talking about a baseball team, okay? So the first thing you do when you find an average is you add up all the numbers. So we have 5 players. Okay, let's do some games that we're playing, let's say in the parish hall. And we want to find the average number of players per game. We have 4 players, and I'm just going to put a P behind it. We have 3 players. We have 8 players. So when you want to find an average, the first thing you do is find how many you have total. So we know 5 and 4 is 9. 9 and 3 is 12. 12 plus 8 is 20. So total, we have 20 players. Now, we want to find the average number of players per game. So one game had 5, this one only had 4, this one was a real low team of 3, and that was a team of 8. Well, after you add them all up, sorry, that was a dramatic pause for a coffee break. After you add them all up, you divide by the number of teams. Or when you guys do your, like if I want to find your average grade on spelling tests, how many spelling tests did you have total? Well, there are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 teams total. So now you take 20 and divide it by 4. What is 20 divided by 4? You got it. 5, and then we're going to label it 5 players. So on average, there were 5 players per team. So this one is a higher one, obviously. This one is a lower one, and then these are kind of in the middle. And so it's a lot like what the computer does when I'm figuring your grades for a report card. You got 100 on a test, then you got an 80, then you got a 90. I would take that total and divide it by 3. And that's your average so far. Same with baseball players and their batting average. Or basketball players and on average, how many points do they score per game? So let's try another one. By the way, my coffee cup says best day ever. And there's a Bible verse that says, "This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it." So now we're going to talk about rolling a dice. Okay, what is the average number that you rolled? Making sure here, I did a practice problem. Let's try this. So I'm rolling my dice. Okay, dice. I rolled a 5. I rolled a 6. We have 2 dice, okay? I have a 10 and I have an 11. Normally I'd stack the taller ones on top. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. God bless me. So now we want to know what was the average number rolled on the dice. First step is you have to add and find your total, okay? 5 plus 6 is 11. 11 plus 10 is 21. 21 plus 11, that would be 32. So my total is 32. Now, how many rolls did I do? You have to divide it by however many chances there are, or how many groups there are, or how many games, or how many spelling tests. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 32 divided by 4 is 8, because 8 times 4 is 32. And so on average, that player dice rolled. On average, the average number that the player rolled was an 8. This is obviously a higher number, this is a lower number, and these are a little bit more in the middle. I'll post another video on averages, but you find your total, so you add, and then you divide by the number of choices there were. It's just an introductory lesson to this, and you'll get better at it the more and more you practice. But lesson 96 in math, finding averages. Have an open mind and practice. You don't have to get a SMART score of 100. I'm happy with anything 70 or higher, but do aim to get 100. But if you find that you've worked as hard as you can rest at a 70 or higher. Keep working hard, guys.